I watched Christine, which is based off of one of the Stephen King books I have read, and I want to tell you what I thought of the movie.
Pictures and patterns put into words that stream across the page, capturing life as soft-spoken.
All right, so Christine is a movie about a car who kills people, is evil. And I will tell you, I thought the movie version was a lot more complicated in a lot of ways than the book and didn't answer very many questions. This movie was from the 80s and it is made by John Carpenter. And probably for the 80s, it was a very good version of what it is. I personally would love if we would get a remake and maybe something that was a little bit better. Either better as a distinct work or better as closer to the book. So Christine is about a car that we, while it is being manufactured, see that it is evil. We don't really get an explanation for it being evil. We are just learn basically as it's coming off the assembly line, it takes off somebody's hand or tries to. This is a nasty, angry car. And for me, I actually didn't love that. Like, I want to know why this car is evil. And in the book, we kind of get an explanation for that, but we don't really get an explanation for why the car is evil. We just learn pretty quickly that even on the assembly line, this car is just born evil. So this car goes to a man named LeBay. I don't remember what his first name is. And it is sold to Archie. Now, in the movie version, it is sold by LeBay's brother. LeBay has owned this car his whole life, but he's dead now, and his brother sells the car to Archie. Archie is a dorky kid who is struggling with being bullied and things like that, and he really just sees this car and falls in love with it. The car, as he keeps owning it, starts to make him more confident. He works on this car. He really likes this car. And then the car starts taking out people. The car is jealous of his girlfriend. The car hates his best friend. And the car kind of just makes him a miserable human being to be around. I think my issues with this movie is they probably needed to make more changes than they did and give explanation for things, because there's a lot of things that don't make a ton of sense in the movie as a movie by itself. So for instance, Archie falls in love with this girl. I don't remember what her name is. Yeah, I don't remember what her name is, but he falls in love with this girl and they immediately start fighting about this car in the show. Whereas like in the book, they're dating for quite a while and that makes more sense, but you really don't get the lead up to their relationship. You just get other guys being like, hey, that girl's really hot. And then her being like, oh, I'm dating Archie. And then the car being awful and her being like, I hate your car. And him being like, well, I can't be with you if you hate my car. So I think this didn't show the transformation of Archie as well as it could have. And without the context of the book, I think that would have been really confusing going forward of like, okay, we just barely meet this girl and then they're dating and then the car's attacking her and Archie is all being like, well, we've been dating for a while and I don't know why you hate my car. I just felt like this had a lot of vibes and not a lot of plot. I would say if I were watching this without context, this is probably a 3-star movie for me because there just isn't a lot of the context that the book has. And I think I'm going to do a separate video on book versus movie. This is just my thoughts in the vacuum of, was this a good movie? And I want to say ish. All vibes, not a lot of plot. And I think the vibes were this were good. I think there was some creepy moments. I think the car is creepy. I think they brought out the creepiness really well. But there wasn't a lot of plot. There wasn't a lot of explanation, which is a complaint I have with a whole lot of horror movies in general. It's not just this horror movie, it's most horror movies. I want to know why things are happening. I want to know why the car is bad. Instead of just being told the car is bad and seeing the car be bad, like why? Why is this car bad and no other cars are? Why aren't all the other cars in this universe just trying to kill people? I also felt like we didn't really get a lot of explanation on the changes for Archie other than he's, into his car. And you do get physical changes, like he doesn't need his glasses anymore. And he looks a lot more cool. He's starting to look like the boys from Grease by the end of it, instead of, like wearing a pocket protector. But we don't really get much explanation for that change either. We don't know if it's because he now has confidence because he's got a car and he's one of the cool guys, or if it's something different. He's making a lot of bad choices and just being a terrible person to everybody, and we don't really understand why. So, yeah, I would love a remake that is better. I'm not sad that I watched it. I'm glad I watched it with the context of the book. And I think if you're going to watch this movie, that it is a lot better with the context of the book to explain what's happening and why. There were some deleted scenes that we watched that I think helped explain the context, but I still didn't think they did a very good job. And I think that the movie was not trying to tell a good, coherent story, and it just was trying to show a fun monster killer car. And if that's what it was trying to do, I think it succeeded well. I don't particularly enjoy horror like that. I want the horror to be like, I want to know why. I need reasons. I don't just need jump scares and blood and guts and gore. I need some reasons. So overall, this was just okay as a horror movie without the context of the book. And as often is the case, the book was better. Have you seen this outside of reading the book? Do you agree with my thoughts, or do you think that since I read the book first, that has kind of clouded my view of this movie? Do you agree with me? Do you want to see the movie now that I've talked a little bit about it, even though I've said, read the book first? Tell me your thoughts on this. And if there's other King adaptations that are good, let me know, because I'm kind of I've been doing a lot of Stephen King's. Some of the movie adaptations are great, some of them are not. I recently started but didn't even finish The Good Marriage because the movie adaptation was so slow and nothing was working for me, but I really liked the book. So yeah, please leave me a message about any King movies that are absolutely worth watching. I've seen The Green Mile, The Shining, Misery, both Pet Cemeteries, Shawshank, and The Secret Window. So any besides those, I'm really interested to see what is worth seeing and what is very skippable. If you don't have anything to say about the movie and still would like to help the algorithm, please leave a car emoji down in the comments. This has been it, Jane. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.